Hello and welcome to Deliberately Creative. I'm Stephanie and today we're going to do these gemmy looking leaves. This is a fun little doodle. You can do it anywhere. You can do it on anything. I have been working in my doodle journal and there's that one. There's the lesson on that one already. I'm going to do these fun little doodle leaves on a Strathmore mixed media card. And I'm taking just this kind of a soft pencil, but all I'm using it for is to just give me an outline so that I don't draw beyond that. That's all I'm going to do with that pencil. And then I'm just going to jump right in and start drawing these leaves. This is a really fun doodle because you can do it, any way you want. I'm just going to draw with my Signo Uniball RT1 pen. Your leaves will not be the same every time you do them. They will be different. That is the cool bit here. It's always up to serendipity, up to whatever is going to happen. I really like how gemmy these turned out. It took me right back to my Doodle Gem days. If you like doing gems or you'd like to learn how to do different gems and stones and things like that, I have about 70 videos on my channel. So if you look up Doodle Gems and Deliberately Creative, you'll find me if you just do a YouTube search, or if you go onto my channel, you can click on the Doodle Gem playlists because I have bunches of them. I think I really am feeling the leaves today. Look at that. That's all there is to making leaves. I am going to go in and thicken up some of those lines, but first I want to go and put a little bit of the boxes behind here, and I want them overlapping with the leaves, but I want the leaves on top, and that's why I drew them first. You draw the thing you want on top first. Then you go in and do your additional stuff. Now, I don't mind drawing right up to the edge of my leaves when I do my boxes because I'm going to be making these lines thicker and darker. It doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to say there's a box. And I'm just drawing boxes, and they do not have to be perfect. And they do not have to all be symmetrically square or symmetrically, rectangular. I am doing these however they hit my fancy. I am kind of stacking them up. I'm letting them overlap. I'm letting them have the edge of the border. So around the edges, it's going to be very organic on this one. I think I like that. I think I'm just going to do a panel coming down. It might stick out a little bit. Like this. But then that one might be a narrow panel. See, you are the one in control and you're the one who gets to make the decisions. I think that one's going to be a really wide panel. Maybe a narrow one on this side. That, a wider one on this side. Oh my, and then I think I will do a long narrow one that's kind of like a base. Ooh, I like that. Yes, I'm a little wonky. Yes, it's tipping over slightly to the side. I'm okay. I am so okay with that. Now I'm going to go ahead and start thickening up some of my lines. just with an outline to start off with. And I'm drawing right over the lines of the boxes because these are all going to be black. Extra black lines, so it doesn't matter. I am going to put some little shiny glints, but I think I'm going to do that with my white at the end. So that way I can just color them in, color the outlines, give them that really nice, thick, bold outline shape, and then come back in and just put the highlights on. And at this point right now, I'm going to speed this up just because I'm doing the outlines over and over and over. So look at this. Wobbly lines, they're going all over the place, and it's okay. And you can tell because of the wonky wobbly lines. I'm going to erase those pencil lines now. I drew them a little harder and a little darker than I would have if I was doing it just for myself, but I wanted you to be able to see them. Now I'm going to take a black pen and I'm going to use the bullet end, which is a little bit firmer than the brush. And I'm just going to go in and start darkening up my outlines. I could leave the little white spots on the edges, but I think I'm just going to darken them all up and use the white pen. And I could have done this part without doing the other pen outline, but I wanted to show you that you can do that other pen outline just go in and start filling in around all of your leaves with a thicker line. And like I said, you could do this without doing the extra step of that outline. All up to you. Now I'm going to zoom through this and I'll be right back. See, sometimes you go way offline. I'm just going to ignore it for now. I might make that a feature. But to start off with, I'm just going to get these lines on. I'm going to go ahead and use my black pen and put in sort of a thicker line around the outside. Of these boxes. This is going to end up being kind of like a little stained glass, I think. Making my little stained glass leaves. Yeah, color in that. Not doing my lines so far out. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Very bold, very graphic. Much different than my original. This one, it changed. Just because you have an original idea doesn't mean you have to stay with that original idea. You can let it morph. Let it blend into something else. Now that I've really got that idea of stained glass going through my head, I'm going, oh, well, then all of these would be nice and solid. Yeah, see, my lines are going all over the place. I liked how having some of these with the thin lines and some with open spaces worked. And that's all part of doodling, figuring out how to make it all work together. All right, so now more doodling. And that's where, whoop, throwing things all over the place. That's where I'm going to be going in and adding a few more lines here and there to disguise some of these places where I overshot, to add more texture and interest to my doodle. So I think what I'll do is I'll show you on a couple of the leaves and a couple of the boxes, and then I will go and finish it, come back, and we'll color. So what I'm looking at is this one specifically. I need to add a few more lines. And doing that, it's going to add texture. It's going to disguise my crazy little overshooting that I did. I think this is just going to get all the lines. I'm not going to color every one of these leaves in on the reference that I created on my original doodle. I did color all of the leaves in, but I kind of like the idea that a couple of them are going to be just black and white, lots of little lines close to each other. Oh, I like that. That looks really cool. Now I see another one here and another one here and another one here. So those are going to be my ones that have the extra lines. So I'm just starting and just adding lines. And you notice these extra lines that I'm adding are not going the same direction as that one line that was there. I can just fill it in with my fine point pen here. Just like that. Having the thick line for the outline though is really cool, because now if I overshoot that line just a little bit of the white space, it's okay, because I'm not going to see the beginning or the ending of any of those lines, because I'm starting and stopping in that thick line. See? I have this one right here, and I do have these extra lines there and this one right here. I'm going to fill in this little bit with my pen just because I can, you know, no other reason. And then this one, this side, I'm going to just start putting those lines in. When looking at this, I don't want to put my boxes with lines overlapping with leaves that have lines. I'm looking at this going, this box down here is going to have lines, and probably this one is going to, and I might do this one even though it's overlapping slightly. I think I can make it work, so it will be enough different. These other leaves are going to get colored at the end. So let's look at this and go, all right, I want these lines to go up and down. And again, I'm just drawing straight across, and then we're just going to draw lines. And if you want to have some texture in your line, if your hand wobbles, I'm going to put a wobble Ooh, look at that. I really wobbled. No worries. Add that wobble in every time, and it ends up being a feature and not a flaw. Oh, look at that. I might have some that don't go all the way across. I might have some that wobble a different direction. I like this type of thing. It adds texture. It adds a layer of surprise because you're allowing your own hand to dictate what's going to happen. And your mind doesn't always know what your hand is going to do. You're not always going to be able to direct it. Oh, I like that. The thing is, try and follow the line that you put down. So I'm going to take this one. The line is going to be going this way. Ooh, I'm really going wild on this, aren't I? They are not landing in separate places. Some of them are landing in the same space. That's fun. Just drawing lines like this. The whole thing is super, super easy. Don't stress about it. Just go and have fun and give yourself some grace if things go a little bit wild. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I love it. By doing this, you're actually building a connection with your eyes and your hand. So if my hand wobbled and I created a line, all right, now I need to kind of follow that line and allow my eyes to guide my hand to follow that line. You see? Now I can go up here to the corner and I can do something back and forth until I find a line that, oh, I like that one, that has a wobble in it that I like. Ends up making almost like fingerprint type designs, you know, with your whirls and your loops and all of that. No two people are going to do the exact same line like this. You might try and copy what I'm doing. You'll end up with a different number of lines. You'll end up with a totally different pattern. And that is what is so cool about teaching this type of a thing, this type of a project. It is still going to be way different. I wish I hadn't overshot my lines down here. I'm going to grab that Tombow marker again, and we're going to thicken up this line. I really would like this to be the base and be it, you know, it integrated, but I want it to not be, I don't want the lines going up and down and side to side. If I'm putting lines in, and if I'm not putting lines in, I just want to clean it up. So look, this is a way to clean things up, tidy it up, Make it feel like it was supposed to be that way to begin with. All right. Make it look like it was supposed to be that way to begin with. Yeah, I think that makes me happy. I think I am happy with that. I don't need to put the lines in the bottom. We are going to color these. And I think that's going to be all we need to do. And these are the Prismacolor Premier, Canary Yellow, and Indigo Blue. I'm going to take the yellow first and basically color in all of the white bits in the leaves that are completely open. I'm not going to do it on the leaves that have the lines. This is getting a base of color in. Then I will put my indigo blue on. And you're going to say, but wait, that's green. And yes, it is, but that is the green that indigo blue and canary yellow make. I love my Prismacolor pencils because I can blend my colors just like blending paint. There we go. And the last one. So up here at the top tip of my leaves, I'm going to put a lot of the blue. And then I'm going to lightly lighten up my pressure. Look at that. So now I can go back in with my yellow and kind of burnish those colors together. See, you can even get those colors to kind of swirl a little bit and lose their little pencil line look. And when we put a little touch of white on, that's just going to pop as a gem. I do want to give it a little bit more dark right around that bottom edge, that top edge, that middle bit. That's all I'm doing, is I'm putting color at the tip, pressing really hard with the blue right out at the very tip, coming down, light pressure, this one's getting a slightly different treatment, isn't it? That's what's cool about it. These leaves are gems. The light is going through them differently. Maybe one of them is going to be way darker. So pretty. And by leaving that strip of that yellow right there, it's like, ooh, sparkle of light. And then bringing in that, I love indigo blue. Indigo blue and white are my two colors that I go through the fastest in my Prismacolors. Yeah, I want to make that a little darker down in there now. See, that is one of the things. It becomes sort of a play back and forth of your colors. You play with them back and forth. I'm I'm going to put just a little bit of this yellow glow, and a touch of the blue to make it that green. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. And this is going to have sort of a little bit of that yellow right down in here. I think that's good. I'm not real happy with that bit right there where I got that extra green. I'm going to take my knife and see if I can lightly scrape without scraping the paper, but lightly scrape some of that color off, and then just put the yellow back in. Ooh, that's working pretty well. You can't get it all. That's okay. It's still better. There we go. And what I think I will do is take my white. I do have a white in there, yes. Kind of burnish over the yellow where it meets the white of the paper. So it kind of blends in and sort of just fades out. Like that. I'm not going to do that up in the stripey bit. Well, maybe I will. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, that works. Just diffuse that out just a little bit. Making that a little bit more diffused. Not quite so bright. Might even take a little bit of that white. Ooh, that's kind of pretty. Bring just a little bit of the white on there. The white, you really can't see it. It's more just being used as a blender. But it is toning it down just a smidge also. I'm going to grab my Signo Uniball, and I want to go and put kind of a little highlight. And look at that. Boom. So a little highlight up here. And it comes down through there. Your brightest highlight needs to be in your darkest area. So like this is my brightest highlight up there. This one is my brightest highlight up here. But you can have a secondary highlight lower. All those lovely little reflections. Oh, that is so pretty. I am going to put a few little highlights on the stems, I think. It's going to make it feel a little bit more like they might be metal. It also helps to separate it a little bit from that background. This pen can be used almost like whiteout in some instances also, so be careful. There we go. I'm gonna sign it. And I think I'm gonna put it right here. Thank you so much for being here, coming along and taking a line for a walk, doing some really gemmy looking leaves. I would love to do more doodle gems and things like that. If you're interested, let me know by leaving a comment in the comment section. And remember to go out and do something creative, take care of yourself so you can take care of those around you. I want to see you back here again really soon. Bye-bye.